Another 6 months passed, months of fierce fighting and marching. The German offensive on Moscow turned out to be a complete fiasco. The Red Army had consolidated positions around the center and was fighting heavy battles in the south. Having been wounded in Moscow and spent 2 weeks in hospital, Viktor Smirnov was promoted to the rank of captain and assigned to Sevastopol to command a recently formed regiment. By the beginning of the summer of 1942, the Germans had amassed about 200,000 soldiers around the besieged city. These were accompanied by 450 tanks and armored vehicles and more than 2,000 guns and mortars, including heavy 600mm cans. Following an intensive bombardment, the enemy launched an offensive towards all the Sevastopol defense areas. Despite strong resistance from the defenders of the city, the 11th Army, commanded by General Erich von Manstein, advanced, suffering heavy casualties. On the 21st of June, battles were in full swing on all approaches to Severnaya Bay.
Load faster!
The coastal region round the bay is one large fortified area, but unfortunately the enemy outnumbers us in equipment and manpower. Sevastopol is preparing an evacuation by sea through Severnaya Bay. The main German forces are expected to attack from these directions. This is our forward defense line. The trenches will be manned by several infantry companies, and artillery positions must be established in the bushes behind the trenches. Your objective is to engage the enemy at the forward defense line and await further orders. If it comes to the crunch, you have permission to call for reserves from town. Reinforcements and supply vehicles will arrive from Sevastopol along the highway over the only bridge. If we lose this baseline, we may forget about the reserves. Remember, the longer you stand your ground here, the more civilians can be evacuated. If the enemy breaks through the forward defense line, we will engage them at the main defense line. The right flank is protected by AP mines. The left flank and the center are protected by anti-tank mines. There are also field gun positions, but we are counting on the 305mm guns of the coastal battery. The battery's prime task is to cover the bay entrance, but if turned towards land, it will provide us with solid fire support. If you get cut off from the main supply line, you can only count on our sailors to reach you by the coastal road. Now for the most important part. We are unlikely to repel this assault, but you must hold the enemy at all costs until the evacuation is complete. If we allow the Germans to reach the beach and establish gun positions, they will sweep the Severnaya Bay exit with fire and sink most of our transport units. Remember, the lives of thousands of women and children are in your hands. Good luck, Commander.
Spread out at the first line positions. Move the artillery to the firing positions. Quickly! The Germans are mounting the attack. Our reserve troops are now under your command. You can call them from town. artillery preparation fire! Take cover! They're shooting at our central positions. I believe the first attack will be in that direction. Comrades, we have to hold this defense line until we receive further orders. Everybody, prepare for battle. It's about to begin. Gun crews, hit enemy armor with direct fire. Let the infantry come closer. Use your ammunition wisely. Those out of ammo, get some supplies. You'll find them in crates in the trenches or in the vehicles behind the woodland line. We've got new orders from HQ. To be frank, the situation is grim. I can only hope Sevastopol stands. The immediate evacuation of women, children, and the seriously wounded has begun. The Black Sea Fleet is handling the evacuation. The ships will leave Severnaya Bay once they are loaded. Our task is to keep the enemy away from the coast and stop them from shelling the bay entrance. We must not, I repeat, we must not let that happen. Aboard those ships are your wives and children. We'll stand our ground to the end. Germans hit the center again. Hold on! and they're threatening our flanks. Use reserves to restore order. Hold on, comrades! Stand your ground! First ship has left the bay. We've lost the left flank. The Germans are entrenched on the right flank. At last, our orders have arrived. Retreat, men. We cannot hold them here. Retreat to the second line of defense. The minefield will stop their panzers. Hold on! They're going for the left flank! Retreat to the second defense line. Hurry, men! Another ship has moved off! Reinforced coastal gun battery has been transferred to our command. After firing, it is useless for a few minutes due to a long reloading time. Keep this in mind and use it wisely. You must hold them at this defense line. Good luck, Commander! German artillery is shelling our second line. The attack is about to begin! The guns are shelling our right flank. Hold on! Enemy aircraft! Take cover! Damn planes! They're obliterating us. I wish we could find a way of getting them. More Germans to the right. All reserves to the right flank.
Reinforcements have arrived.
Another one escaped. Another one escaped. The enemy is trying to break through at the center. Fight to... Excellent. Our AA gunners shot down one. Hope it's not the last. The Germans have approached the road. Now we can't use the vehicles to bring reinforcements. Great job, men. The supply line is restored.
Reinforcements have arrived.
Panzer is attacking our center. Hold your positions. Great job, men. The supply line is restored. Bad news. The Germans have made a devastating strike on our last airstrip. I'm afraid we can forget air support now. The Germans have approached the road. Now we can't use the vehicles to bring reinforcements. Don't let them near the gun! Leaving the bay. The Germans have brought heavy artillery and are shelling our positions. They don't have a good aim yet, but when they do, we're done! We've got to do something. I'll report to the HQ. Focus on the left flank! They're breaking through! We've received the last reserve tanks and must use them to break through the enemy lines. Panzers on the left flank. The ships keep on leaving the bay.
Reinforcements have arrived.
Another ship has moved off. Send her in jeopardy. Don't let them break through. Damn them! They've destroyed a coastal gun. Nothing we can do, though. We have to carry on. Everybody prepare. They mean business. Another ship leaves the shore. Panzer's on the left flank.
Reinforcements have arrived.
The ships keep on leaving the bay. Focus on the left flank. They're breaking through.
Reinforcements have arrived. Reinforcements have arrived. Reinforcements have arrived.
Yet another ship leaves the shore. Focus on the left flank! They're breaking through!
Reinforcements have arrived.
Yet another ship leaves the shore. Another ship leaves the shore. We've done it, chaps. All ships have left the bay. Now, even death won't scare us. Go! Let's show the Germans how we fight here in Sevastopol.
Reinforcements have arrived.
Fire! Charge! Take that! That day we achieved the impossible. The enemy attacked again and again, but we stood our ground. We fought for every inch of ground. Ships left Severnaya Bay, and we sailed away from the coast. Some of the civilians were successfully evacuated from Sevastopol, but we could not stop the Germans. We were considerably outnumbered. In a last, desperate fight, I was wounded. I regained consciousness only on board the ship, leaving that doomed town.